sitting on.
Thank you everybody for coming. It's been so lovely seeing such a good turnout. Just a reminder, if you can make sure to silence your phones and you don't want that going off. My name is Rachel Leverton, and I am very blessed to be the director for the Northern Illinois Regional Science Fair, and I've been able to direct for the past couple of years, and it's been such a joy and a privilege to be able to do this. It's been a huge impact on me and on my kids, and I'm so thankful for this. It's my last year directing. The lovely Kristen McClellan has offered to step up and take care of it next year, so it will be in very, very good hands. I'm so thankful for that. And I also want to give a shout out and thank you to our judges. Now, you can see some of them behind me, and hopefully you had a chance to talk to some of them. But there's more than what you see here. All the papers are graded by 3 different judges, and it's quite a task because this year I think we had 23 scientific papers turned in. They do such a good job, and when you get those papers back, you'll see those comments and constructive criticisms, encouragement that they put in there to help your kids so they can learn to write solid scientific research papers. And then we have our lovely judge, Jamie, who judges all the displays. And she's got an art background, and she's been so kind to jump in this year and to take care of that for us. The other judges, they listen to your kids, and when I'm back there and I get to kind of see how things go, the care and respect that the judges display for the kids is just amazing. They listen well, they are encouraging. It's neat seeing your kids' faces after they've been judged, because sometimes they go in and they're just scared to death. But then they come out and they look like they're so proud of themselves for the work that they've done. And that is largely because of the caliber of judges we have. They're kind and incredibly intelligent and just very, very all-around decent people. And I'm so thankful that they have been kind enough to volunteer for the science fair. So this year, I'm going to start with the very first award. It's an honorable mention award. And this is called the Dawn Boyer Award. And it's named for the lovely Dawn Boyer, who started the science fair 14 years ago. And she saw a need for an organization that would support the sciences for homeschoolers. And it was her idea to expand it to make sure that it had kindergarten all the way through high school. Most science fairs, that if you guys have been in a science fair, will understand it's usually 7th grade that does it, or maybe in middle school, but then you don't really ever do it again. And she saw the need and had the wisdom to start a science fair for kids of all ages to participate. And one of the things that was so important to her, and I love her philosophy with this, is to make sure that kids are excited about science, about bugs and mud and electricity and all the fun things that God created, that we have an excitement and a love for it. And so we created the Dawn Boyer Award to celebrate a student who showed that same level of enthusiasm and excitement. And this particular person who is going to win this award, I was told, practiced her presentation every night. She worked very hard on it. In fact, she had so much enthusiasm for it, some of the other judges said, yes, we could feel her enthusiasm across the room. And that particular person is Kaylee Hokenga, who worked on Dying for Science. So Kaylee, if you will come up. Congratulations, Kaylee.
My name is Jill Carr. I'm a physical therapist, and I'm really honored to be able to participate in the science fair, and I want to let everyone know that your projects are amazing. We're so impressed by the work that you put into them, and you do a very good job of presenting. The award that I'm going to be presenting is for an original idea, and it was kind of tough for us to come up with the person because there are so many neat ideas out there. But this person was very interested in tennis, played tennis, and he came up with an experiment, and this is Sterling Jensen, and he did a tennis balls decline.
Museum, and I also teach art for our homeschool co-op here in Freeport. And I am giving the award for artistic display. And this was a really hard job for me because honestly, they all looked so good. But this one in particular stood out. It was eye-catching. It had a lot of interesting fonts. It was interactive. It had flaps that you could lift up, and it was full of lots of facts and feathers. And it even had a bird specimen. Wow. This award goes to Petronella Leverton.
Hello, my name is Michael Watson. I'm a student at the University of Illinois. I am studying history and English, and when I graduate, I hope to teach somewhere in the area, either a history or English class at the high school level. So I looked a lot at the project's written work, and so the first award I have to present is the award for the scientific journal. And I just want to say, all of the journals were fantastic. I had a lot of fun looking through the journals and seeing all the different creative touches that people put into their journals. But what really put this journal over the top for me was not only was the receipts included in the back, so it was kind of a fun display for me to be able to see where the materials were coming from, but also there were some really neat pictures of food within the journal. This award goes to Hayden Wawczyk. My apologies, I just had a chance here. So, the next award is for the scientific report. Again, just like the journals, I had a great time looking through the papers, commenting on the papers, you know, some grammatical tweaks. I'm a grammar nerd for English, but I really enjoyed looking at the papers. To me, what made this paper special was the amount of depth that was put into the background research. It was by far the most detailed, in-depth background research of the papers that I read, in addition to all the other great stuff within the paper for the methods, procedure, conclusion, abstract. This award goes to Asher Meacham.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lodge. I work for Thermo Fisher Scientific. I've been a technical support scientist there for 15 years, so I do a lot of science work. And the award I'm going to be presenting today is for informative interview. And this is basically when we went around sort of interviewing the kids and just talking to them, and just one of them really stood out. It was just like you were talking to somebody that was just really knowledgeable about the subject, and this person actually had direct experience of talking about dyslexia. And you know, the poster was great, and then he had a little head with different parts of the brain and all the biological factors that contributed to dyslexia. But it wasn't so much just a sort of biological thing, it was sharing his own personal struggles with it, things that work, things that didn't work. So this award is for informative interview, and it goes to Ryder Thomas. And then I'm up for the second award too. So this is for the K through 3rd Grand Champion. And this presentation was about rainbows. And it was just very informative. How, you know, a little bit of science behind how refraction of light through water and things like that. And then I had no clue that there were actually like 6 or 7 different types of rainbows. I had no clue about that. So, but it was just really informative, and she really knew what she was talking about. So this is for Anna Elmore.
My name is Gwen French.
much. I had the privilege of being a music teacher, everything from kindergarten through college, mostly in Freeport for many years. So Rachel invited me to judge because I did know something about kids. But I'm really, really proud to have been here again this year. I get to give the award for 4th through 6th grade Grand Champion. And this student demonstrated an experiment including several different simple machines, and we had no idea that exactly how this was going to happen. But I was very proud of the fact that she used a wonderful set of pulley and ramps and different motions, and we're very happy to machine for a treat going to Bailey McClendon.
Also a employee of Thermo Fisher Scientific, like the chief judge's named Andrew up here. So I'm a protein biochemist by training, and we didn't have any protein biochemistry in the science fair today, but that's okay. It took me back to my early years of science and all of the enjoyable things that led me down along that path. So for the 7th and 8th grade Grand Champion, we had a presentation that really stood out. It was a very polished presentation. You could tell it was well practiced, the material was well understood. The experimental design was really good, and that led to data that was just beautiful. In addition, this person interacted really well with the judges, answered questions, and thought about things for the future, and was able to connect the science project that they did to science in real life in the engineering field. So I'm very proud to present this award for 7th and 8th grade champion to Nicholas Rohr for Spaghetti Scramble.
Hello, my name is Scott Kern. I'm the lab manager for the City of Freeport Water and Sewer Department. I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and every time I come, I'm just amazed what your kids do. So, parents, you should be proud, and you do a good job teaching your students. But before I get into giving the award, I kind of took a survey today around from your students and asked them what their favorite scientific invention of all time. Some of the answers I got were computer, airplanes, the internet, the microwave. That person must have been hungry. So an insulin pump, because they had a relative that was diabetic. Only one cell phone, a 3D printer, a violin, a time machine. I think that student was here before. And, and water filtration and the light bulb. So anyway, but a wide variety, and thank goodness only one cell phones. Anyway, I've been privileged to present the award for Grand Champion for grades 9 through 12. It was tough, a lot of good presentations. We learned about bandwidth and paper chromatography, spherification with sodium alginate, welding wonders, and CO2 production with yeast formation. This particular student that won the award, their oral presentation skills were well. They had a well put together poster board. Their paper, their scientific journal was probably one of the top papers in the whole science fair here. This particular student also put what they learned to use by putting together that ramp over there so to help handicapped people get up here. So for the Grand Champion for 9 to 12, I'm proud to present this award to Gabriel Leverton.
I'm the second Andrew from Thermo Fisher. I'm Andrew Johnson, I'm a chemist working at Thermo Fisher. And I get to give the final award for our ceremony today. So this really good idea, and their hypothesis didn't quite bear out. But while we talked with them, several of us at different times, they knew exactly why the experiment didn't end up working. They explained how they would address that in the future, how they'd fix it, and get this to work. And they demonstrated really good grasp of the background material surrounding that, way higher than we would expect. And they had one of the best posters, reports, and presentations for each one throughout the everyone that was here. And so for the award for Best in Show, I'm proud to award this to Parker McLeod.
Gold and red.
All right, well, that concludes our award ceremony. Parents and grandparents that are here tonight.
Not quite. Those of us judges and so many people couldn't begin to thank you enough for all that you've done. And I think we have another presentation coming from someone else. Where did she go? There they are. There they are. And those of you who have been around Rachel and her amazing qualities to put together this science fair for many, many years. This is just a small token. Appreciate everything you do.
Thank you everybody for your support, and parents for taking time to invest in your kids, and grandparents for coming out. It's such an important thing you guys are doing. Kids, I hope you appreciate all the hard work your parents put into getting these projects done. It's a lot of work for the parents as well, but I'm so proud of all of you guys. The caliber of the projects is just amazing. It's so fun listening to the judges talk about them, because in the judging room, they're just amazed at what you guys do. You do such a good job. And I'm really proud of all of you. Thank you so much for letting me direct and coming for another year. I hope you'll consider coming next year when Kristen judges it next year. So thank you for coming, and have a good evening. Be safe.
Science fair here. This particular student also put what they learned to use by putting together that ramp over there so to help handicapped people get up here. So for the grand champion for 9 to 12, I'm proud to present this award to Gabriel Leverton.
I'm the second Andrew from Thermo Fisher. I'm Andrew Johnson. I'm a chemist working at Thermo Fisher. And I get to give the final award for our ceremony today. So this particular young scientist had a really good idea, and their hypothesis didn't quite bear out. But while we talked with them, several of us at different times, they knew exactly why the experiment didn't end up working. They explained how they would address that in the future, how they'd fix it, and get this to work. And they demonstrated really good grasp of the background material surrounding that, way higher than we would expect. And they had one of the best posters, reports, and presentations for each one throughout And so for the award for Best in Show, I'm proud to award this to Parker McLennan.
The mold and bread.
All right, well, that concludes our award ceremony. Parents and grandparents that are here tonight.
Not quite. Those of us judges and so many people couldn't begin to thank you enough for all that you've done. And I think we have another presentation coming from someone else. Where did she go? There they are. There they are. And those of you who have been around Rachel and her amazing qualities to put together this science fair for many, many years. This is just a small token. Appreciate everything you do.
Stand up.
I'm a musician, not a scientist. But thank you, thank you everybody for your support, and parents for taking time to invest in your kids, and grandparents for coming out. It's such an important thing you guys are doing. Kids, I hope you appreciate all the hard work your parents put into getting these projects done. It's a lot of work for the parents as well, but I'm so proud of all of you guys. The caliber of projects is just amazing. It's so fun listening to the judges talk about them, because in the judging room, they're just amazed at what you guys do. You do such a good job. And I'm really proud of all of you. Thank you so much for letting me direct and coming for another year. I hope you'll consider coming next year when Kristen judges it next year. So thank you for coming, and have a good evening. Be safe.
For the grand champion for 9 to 12, I'm proud to present this award to Gabriel Leverton.
Hi, I'm the second Andrew from Thermo Fisher. I'm Andrew Johnson, I'm a chemist working at Thermo Fisher. And I get to give the final award for our ceremony today. So this particular young scientist had a really good idea, and their hypothesis didn't quite bear out. But while we talked with them, several of us at different times, they knew exactly why the experiment didn't end up working. They explained how they would address that in the future.
Hold your smiles, hold your smiles. All right, let me check it and make sure it's good. I need a good one for the sponsors. I just need your full right. Oh, that works, that works. All right, parents, you guys.